Well, hello there, Commonwealth. This is Great Grandpa Gamer. We're out at 10 Pines Bluff. And today we're going to make a mini house out of a tin can. And we're going to do it in the worst part of the settlement possible. On top of that, we're going to make ourselves a very nice art wall. Oh, we got some cool things in store for you. So let me show you a big mistake I'm about to make. I thought I had to snap there. Did you see that? I thought I had to snap these pillars to a regular floor. And the pillar snapped straight to the curved wall. So I went through a lot of extra steps to do nothing. Oh, let's keep that in there. You know, Grandpa, he's got troubles every now and then. For my back wall, I left the doorway. I actually wanted a little light coming through. Maybe a chance to do something different. And we're going to put some balcony railings right here. Balcony railings, balcony flooring. There you go, I can snap my way back. Now honestly, during this part of the build, I had no idea how I was going to do it. And what I was going to do. I had to figure some things out. Alright, I knew I wanted a side rail. Of course that won't work. Here's my first move. Good enough? Yep, now I'll be able to snap it on back. How the heck am I going to support those floors? So I went through a couple of permutations and decided I was going to use scaffolds. And the scaffolds didn't like to snap to my little bitty floor pieces. So eventually I used upper floors. I know the scaffolds like to snap to that. And it started solving my problems. Yep, tore the whole thing down like 12 different times. This was the winner. Couple of these. Couple of those. We have our sports. Move number 2. Okay, let's talk real. You ever build something you just didn't like? I just did it. I did not like what I built right there. Let's keep on going and see what happens. Let's be stubborn about it. So I'm going to use the Wallinator 2000 trick just to build a very short wall. I could have stacked the two things manually a lot easier. But if I snap a rail to a floor piece, move the floor piece, raise the rail, reinstall the floor piece, add another rail, and lower my original, I can make a wall. Again, there's just two pieces. I normally do a lot more with that trick than just that. Alright, snapped right in. Not snapped, laid right in. Let's see how many shelves I can fit in here. Looks like 4 are going to fit nice. Good. We're going to turn this sterile tin can into a decoration. Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that. So you've seen me do this recently. I hook a shelf up to a pre-existing structure. I pull it off with a schiller. In this case, a schiller rug. Shelf with a pillar and a small rug on the shelf. I place that shelf in a working area. I set my decorations on a big old rug. These decorations are much too big for that shelf, but it won't matter. Place the big old rug on my schiller rug, over to my shelf, line it up. I'm doing real time here, so you can see that it's not that hard. It just takes a few moments. That was real-time footage. Didn't take long at all, did it? There we are. Now I can just select the shelf, move it wherever I want to. That was a quick review. I've been using that a lot lately, so most of you have seen that. Added a lamp to one of the shelves. Let's just turn it on. Alright, install our final two. There we are. Here's a 2-for-1 special. Now when I place a sleeping bag on top of a couch, I can no longer rug glitch that couch because the sleeping bag won't come. So I'm placing that one manually. And I'm going to decorate the rest of the furniture, place the rest of the furniture on a rug. Oh yeah, a few schiller drops. Didn't go. Well, now dear. How about a plant? A dead one. Sticks. There's not enough sticks on the ground. Okay, then I'll place a doormat on a foundation piece that I can raise. I'll cover that doormat completely with the rug I want to place. I have in mind where that doormat is going to fit, just near the entrance. Raise that foundation. Look up. Find my doormat. Yeah, that's a good choice. Quick save. And so the only collision I'm worried about is that one doormat. Everything else fit in the room perfectly. All right, let's take a few moments to decorate or work on the outside of this ugly structure. Guardrails there, keep my leg from breaking. That won't keep me from falling off. I fall off of everything. And just to be different. Yep, a shack rail right there. There's no such thing as a half guardrail, so that cigarette machine is going to serve the purpose. Keep us from falling off the edge. Captain Cosmos right there. Let's fill in that little bitty gap. Now friends, I'm not going to place a door because that balcony is way too narrow. But that big old sign gives us the privacy I'm looking for. I like that. Let's put a roof over our patio. Now, I have a strange decoration for you. Tango and Cap showed me that you can place items that are too large on floor pieces. And then you can snap the floor piece into place. It acts just like a rug glitch. So these huge globes are intersecting. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. I like pulling the Christmas lights off, using the chiller to install them in a special place. Our settler's going to be a junk vendor. 10 Pines has been about using the lay of the land. So you notice that I put erosion barriers on the lower part and some railings to keep us from falling down on the upper part. I think small touches like that make the settlement rock, you know? I think it upscales. Think about stuff like that. You see an opportunity, go and take it or try it. Be pleased with the outcome. I didn't do that really well. And honestly, I was too lazy to do it again. So, these neon letters clamp to each other. And sometimes when I remove one, several will go away. That's why I installed several letters before I removed any of them. If one of them had despawned, I would have had a few more left to correct the word. So our junk vendor is going to sell furniture. When Crying Cube did this to one of our settlements, I loved it. It was amazing. I couldn't wait to do it. So I'm waiting no longer. Preston, are you showing off? Brother, I told you, I'm not friendly in that way. Go on now. Another fabulous Schiller drop. I also like pulling these fishing buoys off of walls and placing them in areas that they're not supposed to go. These are not supposed to hang, but they would not install where I'm trying to put them. Hey, I mentioned an art installation. Place down a conduit. That's a guide, a spacer, and then the conduits you're going to use. So those last two conduit pieces I'm going to use. Since we're installing paintings, I found it's a little easier to raise them up first. Now I'll put my paintings on an old structure and pull them off with the Schiller rug. Any pillar will do it for you. I'll line them up as best as I can in between the gaps on the conduit. It's not too hard. They line up pretty good. There we go. There's 3 of them. So I'll lower this down to the ground. I'll replace my spacer first. Good. And now the conduit pieces I'm going to use. 1 and 2. go to sleep and come back in the morning. Goodbye, spacer. All right, raising the whole thing up, matching it. It's not too hard. It kind of, it's one of the few things that I can see clearly in the game. Perspective is a devil in this game. No surface wasted. So you just move this on in after you do the most important thing. That's the most important thing. I mean, we spent some good time making this particular structure. One bad placement, I had to delete the whole thing. I got a good perspective from this side of the structure. Tried it from upstairs, it didn't look right. But, oh man, that effort was worth it. I love the way that looks. Come on, let's look at our mini home. I did not like this place when I started. I love it now. It is my favorite building in the entire settlement. More of those art installations. Our furniture, Christmas decorations. She's ready to sell seating, storage. You go, girl. Come on, let's head up the stairs. Doesn't that look cool? All right, I'm tooting my own horn. Don't toot your own horn, Grandpa. Friends, I'm going to finish up 10 Pines and get it ready for the final tour. Thank you for joining me on this journey. 700, over 700 have joined me recently. I can't thank you enough. I can't. I want you to have a fantastic day. Bye-bye now.